Okay, and welcome back. We're picking up where we left off last time in Shadow Empire in our self-imposed challenge, People What People. We're picking up at the bottom of round 82, where the intend to be killed for the infantry in self-defense, and have two decisions to deal with. Presumably what to do after combat armor for one of them. Yeah, so one of them is what to do after combat armor. I'm going to be lured in with the helicopter engineer. It's maybe not what we want. We probably want to charge Goss instead, but it will be effective enough. If we don't spare the resources, we get danger. We'll spare the resources. We finished the construction panel. Got a little bit of surplus power, so based on the fact we have some surplus power, we're going to reactivate the ammo factory. So you cost 10 energy to run. You cost 75, so I can probably operate you, let's say at 25% production for the turn. Then construction-wise, we are going to start on the construction of the solar panel upgrade again.
Affirmative.
And otherwise, then we just got to prosecute the war. While our power grid recovers from
Order received.
having the organic furnace turn off. We set a new one up. I can upgrade it one more time, but in practice, we really want to move over to just running off the solar if we can. Okay, so we've got you encircled. Of course, we don't have enough reconnaissance to know what that is, so maybe it's not the best idea to attack it right now. Okay, now we've got the reconnaissance to know what it is. It is 1 MG unit. They're rocking Goss rifles and combat armor, so they're rocking the next generation equipment, so they've actually got me out-equipped. That doesn't mean we're completely SOL. I have definitely prosecuted wars where I'm out-teched, though we're only one generation out, and we're not that far out, tech-wise.
See you on the other side.
All clear, sir.
Okay. Dealt with those marauders. Try to start spreading out the infantry. Picket. Then we're also going to pull the armored cars back. Assuming we've got the capacity, we're going to swap over to the version 2 of these, and then push the version 2 down to deal with these guys. While our infantry are maybe not the best, though they're decent. Our tanks should still make decent work of these infantry. Tanks still have pretty decent armor. In fact, the armored cars are going to roll up with even more. So we're probably going to want to try to get the armored vehicles to do the heavy lifting on the attacking these guys. Okay, we now have a position where we can get connected to the road network. So we should do that. Begin modernizing it to sealed roads. We're probably going to very rapidly run into action point issues if I'm adequately aware of my current situation. On those roads, but at least for the moment we are connected road network-wise. So we're going to save on industry and suffer from the fact that we probably don't have the action points. $105. I need to be on the hex that we had logistics. Okay, so 3 hexes past there. That's about when we're starting to take penalties. We could splurge a little bit. Improve the logistics by picking up a supply depot. Let's do that. That'll buy us a little bit more distance before we're panicking. Also, while I assumed that I was on road, because I've just built some road here, I don't see any roads in their side of the territory, so I don't know what happened to their road network. Might have to patch over a hole in the middle. We'll see. Metal's looking good. Rare earth is a little bit bad, but we can work with that. Does industry eat metal as it runs? No, it's just workers and power. So yeah, we're doing real good in the metal. Then mining overview. Yeah, got a couple turns left on that. Gonna have to watch it. We don't want it to turn off for too long, but at the same time, we don't necessarily want to invest before we need to.
Roger that.
Some more IP. Yeah. I suppose I could, if we were desperate for manpower, I could do the volunteer drive. Which should give us a wave of recruits, although that would probably tank my worker pool, which might not be good in the short run. I don't think I'm desperate enough for troops yet. Okay, let's, can I build up that truck hub? Could build up the truck hub again. It's not going to give me much more range, right? Upgrading the thing from 2 to 3. I already upgraded you to 2. I'm surprised I actually upgraded you to 2. And we upgraded you to 2. Okay, so both the truck hubs are 2. Oh no, this one's 1. Clicking the wrong one. Yeah, might be worth trying to upgrade this from 1 to 2. Just to increase the throughput through there, but I think we're good for the moment. And let's cycle the turn. We see the enemy in the local area. Let's see if we can get them encircled and dealt with. Again, I think our strength here is going to be our armor. Our infantry is maybe a little bit lacking, although I could probably do a pass on the armor right now if we were desperate for an improvement in the infantry survivability. Okay, looks like units are attempting to withdraw south and east. Oh, and that's a problem. The local sentient alien race. Well, we had the roads running both ways, so that's not the end of the world. Just one of our road networks got cut off. I have my road back. No. The answer to that is no. Okay. They haven't declared on us, but relations are unclear.
Roger that.
After my slaves, yes. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of an uphill fight, but we do outnumber them by a lot. Yeah, no dice. Took more losses than I maybe needed to.
We're under fire.
Require support.
We're under fire. Requesting backup.
I lost tanks to the local wildlife. Oh boy. Granted, that is apparently a large chunk of local wildlife. Okay.
All clear, sir.
Order received.
So I've got enough power I can bring the industry back onto full functionality. So we'll do that. Nope, activate. Ah, okay. So I should have brought it up on last turn, and I screwed up. Well, partially bringing it up last turn, I screwed up. Okay, get the armored car to there. Get the armored car to there. And then for... replace a tank. Then I think I have the equipment on hand. Let's do... build 10 of these. 10 units of these. So what we'll do is we'll move these into the capital, and we'll do, I might arguably be able to do it from where we are. Go into unit admin, or no. Remember the button here, so just click on them? Yeah, just click on them. Do a mass replace when they're in the capital. Swap them out, swap out the recon 1s for the recon 2s. That'll retain the XP we have on the recons doing the replace. Because obviously the ones we just recruited have no XP. And then we can disband the old Rover 1s, because these aren't terrible, but they got 5mm armored steel plating. Just a regular machine gun, whereas the nice new fancy ones are running an advanced machine gun, so more firepower, 50mm steel plate, which is going to wreck the major infantry units, because they're going to have a very hard time doing damage. Which also gave it more hardness, more hit point here, and has a bigger engine, so it can still go basically full speed. Be a little bit more of a gas guzzler, but I don't think we're having a gas problem. If anything, our gas problem is that the civilians are mining it all. So the gas might not last forever. It's kind of the problem we have with gas. Yeah. Strat cards. Could do a new Verizon IP. We're going to pass on that for the moment. I think I got enough industry. Let's do private industry to try to grow. The economy in one location. Yeah, not much else to do. Could embed some spies. Let's try to get some idea on the territory here of these guys. And then I think next time we can offer to council, we'll try to pull up the Foreign Affairs Counselor, not to negotiate weirdly with the Major, but to negotiate with the aliens. Okay, let's take up the turn. Hopefully that stuff gets distributed to our troops well. So Twitch chat saying, why are you not delivering better soldier equipment directly to the front troops? Well, in many cases, I am. So the frontline troops already have the foot 2 model of troop. We haven't designed the foot 3, so there isn't a better infantry. Those recon vehicles that we just brought back from the north, we're going to redeploy them south, so they're going to go past the capital anyway. And vehicles are they're a little bit heavy to transport on the logistics lines. So by moving them moving the units to the HQ will save us a little bit of transport capacity. Redshire around 84, we got 2 decisions. Okay, so we can bring these guys in here. They're otherwise going to keep going south, but we can go. That's the British troop. I don't want to click this. Mass replace. All the ones belonging to the same OHQ. Overtows. We have them there. Sufficient logical points never guaranteed, but it shouldn't be a problem because we're on the HQ.
Roger that.
So now they basically swap out their ride, retain their XP, and the lower quality ones are here in the HQ, and we can go ahead and scrap the HQ's ones.
Roger that.
And then next turn they'll have action points to move out. And the colonists here, we're going to dump 3 colonists into there. And we are struggling a little bit, apparently, with logistics, because we don't have these guys getting their replacements yet. Can I secure the road? Yes, we can get our road back at least. And apparently have to do big duty with the infantry over here.
Requesting backup.
Found the local wildlife again. There's a lot of these things, which is what makes them dangerous. Not necessarily that they're individually dangerous. Okay. And then I don't think we necessarily... We'll let that guy suffer from terrible supply issues or situations for a little bit longer. Because, yeah, going face first into infantry that are better than us is maybe not the best idea. We'll give them the suffering of the encirclement a little bit better.
Order received.
Refuses demand, but buys some gears. We're going to lose the roll, which pisses the city off a little bit, but that's fine. That was the one we pissed off.
Standing by.
Oh, we can call it the mainframe AI.
Received.
So you're going to roll 6+ to not piss off the AI? You got real close to failure, but you didn't. Okay, so we now know about laser guns. If I had more power, that actually would be tempting. We might research that. Because that would definitely be a tech skip, right? We'd be skipping over Goth small arms and just going straight to laser guns. Oh no, that's laser guns, not laser rifles. I'm not sure I need laser guns for the tanks. Because we're picking on infantry, not picking on vehicles. Okay, so power's getting better. It's a little close, but we're working on building up in the solar plant. We've got enough rare earth metals that we'll be able to finish it. We're handling our replacements fine. Yeah, well, I'm saying handling fine. We're producing enough. We may be a little bit supply bottlenecked. So let's try upgrading the truck station here.
Order received.
And over here, just to encourage a little bit more throughput of supplies to the front. I think it's this one that's being the shortfall, but the other one will help a little bit as well. Depends on whether we're going clockwise or counterclockwise around the lake, really. The supplies. You know, we're taking over their road. Probably do want to build their road forward. So, we try to reconnect up to the road over here as we push forward. Okay. I think I don't need the improvised IP currently. Investment.
Roger that.
That's what we get for doing it on the smaller one. Granted, the smaller one's the one that needs it, so every little bit helps. Okay, so I'm probably gonna upgrade the farmstead next. We'll see. Okay, let's cycle that turn. I'm knowingly going to have a lot of troops tied up on picket duty with the aliens, because the aliens are a little grumpy. So I'll get a foreign affairs counselor to talk them into being less grumpy. Okay, 7 losses, no kills, we have 7 decisions. We did achieve the private asset request, that's good. We've discovered hydroponics. We're still looking for heavy industry. There's another private investigation. You got portions in schools. I'm going to say no. It's up to the education board. We got the money, so we can improve the militia stuff. We are going to take the Foreign Affairs Counselor to do the negotiations with the aliens. Still favor the political power there. Pay off the people so they don't strike. Give you some money. And the aliens are asking for an official peace treaty. Yes. Okay, so now I don't need to have a picket force on their borders. I can pull the troops off. That's good. You move off just to do a little bit of screening there, so we're a little bit less likely for them to get up to the road. Okay, so that is you. There's the turtles. If the turtles kill the tank. Okay, queue up some replacement tank. So, waiting for the logistics to deliver those. Now, the much faster armored car can... Well, actually, the armored cars aren't. I don't think any faster than they used to be. A lot better armored, a little bit armed. And roll down the road.
Order received.
Okay, a little bit of worker shortage there, which is why we're dumping the workers in there. That delayed the truck station expansion. We don't have that problem in the capital, although we might... No, we'll probably be fine next turn. Power's going up. We might want to expand the farm. Yeah, because we're working pretty overtime on the farm, and the yield isn't enough. So let's start expanding the farm.
Affirmative.
So part of that is I'm going to have to buy another 2... Well, say build another 2 machines.
Roger that.
And we should finish that solar panel. Okay, any possibility I can get that road to connect up? Yes. And then tech-wise, we have combat armor. I haven't designed a model with it. I'd like to do 2 upgrades at a time. So I'd like to do both armor and weapons. We haven't discovered the Goth small arms. That's why when I saw the laser guns, I'm like, ooh, laser guns! Except the infantry use laser rifles. But wrong one. Wrong one. Just the wrong one. What's the marketplace looking like? We had the rare earth metals to sell, that'd be a good target. I could sell metal? Let's move like that much metal.
Roger that.
Because of some decent money. I suppose if I'm expanding the farm... Well, I don't have the machine parts. We'll revisit this in a bit. Once the farm's done, we're going to have a water shortage, because it's going to eat more water than we use, than we have. So I'll have to expand the mine. I think I'm only going to have to expand the mine 1 level. But when that comes up, we'll have to expand the mine. We got a little bit of a stockpile, so we'll basically go from burning the food stockpile down to burning the water stockpile down. That'll be fine. Okay, let's do another private investment here. Got another 400 something there. Which isn't great, but it isn't as bad as it could be. Okay. Yeah, the next turn... Oh, actually, let's pick up a civilian. And... grab a military. That hopefully has given us some better choices for leader to put in charge of the Foreign Affairs Council. Because although the aliens were nice enough to hand us our peace, which is what we were looking for, we would like the peace to be better than a peace. We'd like them to be supplying us some mercenaries. We can get them to supply mercenaries. Because I would be very appreciative of some low supply requirement garrison brigades. Brigades and regiments and stuff to cover the frontage. Ridgefire, round 86. We got 5 decisions, so not much fighting on the intern here, but we did get a bunch of decisions popping up. Turboprop engine. Okay, if we wanted to be running fixed-wing aircraft, that wouldn't be bad. We're going to have to rebalance this. The Foreign Affairs Councilor is kind of going to get the same treatment the Interior is. I want to give them 5%. Staff is pretty low on my priority as well. We'll give them... We'll keep them at 10%. Model, we'll keep it 10. I might give you both 20. What do we got left for... Okay, that feels about right. Feels about right. Foreign Affairs Counselor. So we got one person who's good for the job. Oratory 60. Could use a little bit of diplomacy, but Oratory 60 is a good start. Could use more charisma, but there's ways we can boost charisma.
Order received.
And yeah, we're not really caring about prospecting. We care a little bit more about research discovery or eco, because we're looking for heavy industry. Once we get heavy industry, we'll swap it over to research focused. Think of heavy followed by water soil recomposition. We're not desperate for the water, but if we end up desperate for the water, we'll be desperate for the water.
Roger that.
Because I think when we need the water, it'll be when the mine runs out. Which is going to happen. The mine won't last forever. Same sort of thing with military. We've got it discovery focused. Because what we're researching right now, which are the helicopter engines, is not a priority. But if we picked up the Gospel arms, that's going to flip 180 where I'm like, I want the Gospel arms, like, now. And that way we can get, put troop parity with the opposition. Foreign Affairs! Counterintuitively? Favor the minor diplomacy. We only know one major, and they the people that declared war on us. And I'm actually not that interested in getting back to peace with them. Okay, so that's a supply issue. That is a supply issue. So is that the action points running out? Yeah, that's the action points running out. So until we get another logistical asset up, we really can't move forward safely. I can... Let's move the infantry forward to do blocking. Oops.
Requesting backup.
Yeah, as much as I want to control this territory from the major, apparently we don't have the logistics to support that momentarily. Armored cars are inbound. You're on the Savannah. Okay, so next turn we can have the armored cars roll in maybe one of the tanks, and that should deal with this pocket. They should be having pretty severe readiness problems due to the shortages of being encircled. We dump some colonists here.
Order received.
Which should help with the manpower issues. Yeah. Impeding the truck station. Be fair, it's about to free up a bunch of workers if it actually does finish the truck station this turn. If it finishes up, which it might not, because of the worker shortage, of course. Solar panels done. Truck station expansion will be done next turn. So yeah, that should solve the power issues. You'll be done in a turn. Then I'll be wanting to think about the ice mine. The ice mine's going to cost 2 machine parts to upgrade. I can only build 1 this turn, so we're not going to do that upgrade. Start this upgrade yet. Don't have an industry problem. We're going to Medal of Merit the Foreign Affairs Counselor, Director of the Foreign Affairs Council. It's only saying, oh, they only gained 25 points of opinion. But that's not the only thing that does. And the other thing that does is useful. And if we go find that later. So that was the Director of the Foreign Affairs. Second page here. Director of the Foreign Affairs. Medal Merit provides plus 10 charisma. Which with their diplomacy is basically plus 10 diplomacy, plus 10 oration. We may, given enough time, get cards to actually talk to and negotiate with the Xenos here. And they can provide us with mercenary units, which most notably don't have any supply requirements. So we can shove them up in the aft end of the country and not have to ship them supplies, which is really useful. Now, granted, they're not very combat capable, usually, in my experience. So you don't necessarily want them to be doing attacking operations or even really competitive defensive operations. But for example, we're on pretty good terms with the slavers here, for example. I had a tight picket up here early on when we weren't. This would probably be a decent place to put a picket of the mercenaries. Because I definitely do want someone on the border just to tarp at the slavers so the slavers change their mind. But we don't necessarily need the best of troops up there yet. Pull you back the green supply to lower the supply requirements. Same there. That gets me that hex. Then we go back there to get you in a better supply situation. Okay, so the tank's the only thing that's out of supply. I don't think the northern supply is actually really detracting from the southern supply at this point. And we were doing through the zone stuff. Okay, let's cycle the turn. We got plenty of bullets. We just need to be able to get it to the troops and get the troops to be able to shoot them better. Okay, infantry's trying to escape. It's not going to escape, it's trying. Marauders are attacking us, which we'd rather them attack us than running into our rear. So we killed 100 infantry, it's round 87, we have 6 decisions awaiting us, which is a surprisingly high number of decisions for us. That's probably contributing to it, so that's going to be a decision. What do you want to do now? You've discovered artillery. The easy answer here is, what do you want to do to discover artillery? And the answer is, make some artillery, or make a design for artillery. So, apparently I don't have up to 300mm guns. But we can get to 240. 240 is a good start. We'll give them good decent combat armor. Oob. You're currently operationalizing light armor, which is probably what we want. We're not going to do assault infantry. Might do mechanized assault infantry, but not assault infantry. You have an emergency. We'll mitigate the emergency. Offering to sell us slaves. We'll take that, especially because that's actually quite reasonable money for that. Alien natives try to talk to us, so we could send a random guy, but no, we're mind aligned. The question here is, do I send a lot or a little? And I got the pool power. We're gonna send a lot. Send all the linguists we have on hand. Our team started communications. The aliens seem to have learned a lot from us and have made amazing progress. Progress has been made in understanding their language, and then improves our relations with them. Popular soldier in the GR grade infantry. Make him a mascot. Get us some more democracy. Send in the armor.
See you on the other side. Okie dokie.
There we go. Okay, so we want to work southeast. We don't have the supply situation for that. And that's almost certainly purely action point driven. Yeah, to be fair, upgrading the truck station is going to help a little bit because it's going to give us more supplies to sort of squander. And then, where is the action points running out? Signals. So that's the closer one, obviously. Soon. 32 is going to be, yeah, that's the closer one. Oh, and that's what's punishing that one. Yeah, that's fair. Too many branches. We can clear up some of those branches. Oops, that was not the one I need. But it's tempting this to build rail. Clear that branch. We don't need that branch, and we don't need that branch. You know what? I don't need that branch. Let's get rid of that branch. For the moment. Kind of want that one. Kind of want that one. I could probably get rid of that one. Yeah, let's get rid of that one. No, that's not going to affect the traffic signals yet. Oh, actually, no. It apparently affected the traffic signals already. Okay, so it will update next turn. We'll see if that's enough. I don't think it'll be enough. Oh no, there it is. There's the minus 90s. Some of those should clear up a little bit. We'll see. 180. This is... Wait, so numbers go down? Numbers go down. Okay, so that's actually... that one. That's... Oh, no, they go down. Oh, no, the first number is left to right. Okay, so 320 is the closer one. 132... Not 323. 132 is closer because that's the far left one. This is actually the one that's really far away. That's actually not too bad. I guess we're taking a effectiveness penalty from worker shortage. Or we're taking an effectiveness penalty from worker shortage. That should fix itself as the workers free up. On the other hand, that's probably where we want to build it anyway. Okay, I might regret this when we hand over it. But let's start building a truck station here. This is actually being under control of the main city instead of the expand. We'll pass it over to the expand once I think this worker situation, the expand, is fixed. I'm also going to hold up the colonists for a bit. The reason being is when I swap this over, this is going to add 1,300 workers to the zone. So I'm going to hand it over and then drop 1,300 workers. Well, 1,200. I'll probably short it by 100 in the zone, so the zone doesn't have too much of a worker issue on that turn. And then this should buy us another 10 to 15 hexes rolling down the road here. Otherwise, all our supply situation is looking good. The farm was delayed. I miss the fact that we ran out of machine parts. Okay. And I need a couple of machines. 1, 2...
Roger that.
Really want a third one because we're going to want to do the water mine, but we've got the one for the moment, so we'll get the agri-dome up. Won't be any delays, that'll be done next turn. But there shouldn't be any delays, that'll probably be done next turn. And then we need you next after that. Okay. Replenishment-wise, 4 units of foot 2 are required for the replenishments. Okay, well, let's cycle the turn then. As long as we got any good cards. Oh, we can do the private investment.
Roger that.
500 credits is better than her. You know, it's been a while since we've done a meeting with the CEO. Let's do a meeting with the CEO. And I got the little power. Let's do a Xeno diplomat meeting with the
Order received.
aliens. And let's cycle turn. Okay, intern's looking stable. Okay, over the intern we killed 1,000 infantry for no losses. We have 2 decisions winning us. We discovered university. We discovered a high-speed machine gun. Meeting with the CEO. I can ask for another board member position. We will actually do that.
Yes, sir.
That's why I wanted to see... Oh, talk to them, see if I can get the board member position. Meeting with the aliens. We want to ask them to help us learn their language. I don't want to open the border with them. We're happy that they are a nice neutral border.
Order received.
Integrating them would actually be a problem right now. Started communications. Our linguist didn't make any progress. They made progress on the other hand, so they speak English better. That's good. Okay, so we finished that truck station. That'll kick in next turn. We finished that truck station. That'll kick in next turn. That's good to see. Got you encircled, so let's get rid of those wildlife.
Enemy.
Okie dokie.
Let the militia serve as picket duty. Okay. And Well, what's missing from our forward units is built. We're just waiting for the logistics to be strong enough to deliver it. That'd be the difficulty sometimes. This is causing administrative strain the longer we hold it with the city. I'm gonna wait 2 more turns before we pass it over to this zone. Fill these guys up.
Affirmative.
We'll make use of our contact with the slave trader to get more people. I'm gonna take a risk.
Standing by.
We're gonna go talk to the mainframe AI.
Order received.
Okay, so it's a risk, which is we are rolling a D131 versus 74. Let's see if we can buff that roll before we take that roll. Do I have another Medal of Merit I can hand out? I do. Let's assign this to the governor. And then the board member was actually going to be... I suppose I could get that on governor as well. But no, governor, you were going to go on... Director of the Foreign Affairs Council.
Roger that.
If I had a second one of those, I'd probably do it on governor as well. You know, well, I suppose given now I'm thinking about it, we'll see if we can get a second one from the CEO. Okay, so that buffed the AI roll a little bit. We're up to 40 before the D100. So if he succeeds, he's going to discover another tech for us. If we fail, I think the normal failure is just tells you off. I think the critical failure is he literally spawns rebels. So that's the risk here: is we fail and we get more problems.
Order received.
54 versus 74. AI told us we were not logical and civilized enough to merit its discussion partner. Told us to leave it alone. I had a strong impression the AI is angry with us. Yeah. And then take a quick look around. I don't see any rebels. I think it's the critical failure where he spawns robots in. I think it's the critical failure where he spawns robots in. So we did critical fail, but obviously that's not likely to improve. Well, actually, oratory skill here will improve over time. We'll give him some space. And then, yeah, we don't have any need for replacements yet on the front line. Let's cycle the turn. Okay, the intern here is looking reasonably stable. I think we've cut one of their guys off, because I think they've just got the narrow band here where they can actually get their supplies up and down past that lake. We held, and we did a bunch of damage against the local wildlife. Which is why the casualty rate for the other side is so high. I think that was all local buffalo. We lost 100 infantry. We have 3 decisions winning us. Gain scientific religion from the High Mind. Another private investment. Got a corp scientist. Corporate scientist. Okay, we're just going to exchange some pleasantries. No board positions are open.
Yes, sir.
Wilco.
They're willing to sell us some ammo. That keeps them happy, so we'll buy the ammo. At some point, they'll be happy enough that we can probably say no. Like, we could say no to the slavers. We're just... The slavers will also give us people. This is a planet where people is an issue. Never mind, I'm wrong. The mainframe AI summoned a rebel on my road, of all places. Okay, the supply issue is not super bad. And I found, like, the best place to put them for the AI to be Illinois. Well, this is the situation where having a redundant road network connection is not the worst of plans, as is demonstrated by the fact that we still have some supplies down here. Okay, so either that'll move off of our road on the next turn, or we'll attack it with the armored cars. Should receive some supplies. And we got 2 private investments. We'll dump one there, which isn't going to be very much. We'll dump the other one in the major, which is much better, 5,000. I think when I grab the Applied Science Council, we'll probably drop the Corporation Scientist. Do simple delegation, obviously. Oh, we actually could do it on the aliens. Xenos.
Copy that.
That did nothing. Okay. We've got the political power. Let's do the Xeno diplomat.
Order received.
They'll talk to us next turn. To help with the problem we have here, I'm going to raise another independent unit. Can't afford to put a tank there, but we can raise a new unit of buggies. That way, these guys will have a little bit of a supply issue where they are. Hoping to get supplies back down to these guys before they actually start having some severe issues. 1 turn of supply loss isn't too bad. Even 2 turns is not usually too bad. Granted, apparently they were already having supply issues, so they're out of food. So they do want supplies real soon. Yeah, so we might have some issues down there. We don't clear this blockage soon enough. Not that we are actually doing any trading with them, I think, but now have a tariff on them if we do. Yeah, and we have a water shortage we were kind of expecting to have. We can get the machines. And I probably have everything else we need, so we'll probably start upgrading you.
Affirmative.
And that will solve our water problem. Okay, cycle the turn. I think I'm going to solve the problem we have with the road here, and then I'm going to take the tea break. So we're maybe going to run a little bit long in this part, because I'm going to get my road back. Okay, so that's our turn. We didn't get attacked over the end turn, which is good. We have 2 decisions, around to 90. Did we take any attrition down the front? I think we lost... may have not taken attrition, but I fear we did. Okay, reacquired that road, which is good. Okay, quickly. Get rid of the guy in the road.
Enemy.
Oh, that's a problem. We were unable to penetrate its armor. And thus it held. Can we get you... We can't get you to fight this turn. We'll be able to fight next turn. Okay, pull you back up in the green. So why aren't you working? Because you're far enough out of supply that you're not getting the asset capacity that you need to work. Okay. Yeah, because we run out of supply about there. Okay. Put the supply base here.
Affirmative.
That way we can try to run the supply the other way around the lake. To be fair, the Galactic Republic heavy tank here should be able to get them off the road, but that'll be next turn. Off my slaves, yes. What is our relationship with them before we lower the relationship? 47. We like it a little bit higher before we take a relationship decline. So we'll ask them to help us learn their language.
Received.
Gets up to 52. And yeah, I think we'll do what we can to pull these guys back into supply. So we've suffered a little bit less starvation, hopefully. Because this is the turn where the starvation is going to start kicking in, so we want to get these guys back into supply as quickly as possible. Twitch chat saying build a new road around the AI. I could do that, or I could just take my road back. It's one walker, right? I've got the firepower in theory to take it. I'm not really taking any losses. It's just annoying that it's in the road. And as simple as it might be to build the road around, the terrain there. One side of the road's mountains, the other side of the road is also mountains. So it would actually be quite expensive to take a short detour around it. Right, this is a mountain ridge going through here. So either we're going to bypass the town, in which case we don't have the logistics. We'd have the same problem that we're having here with this logistics hub. Or I'd have to go this way, which this is the beginning of the next ridge. So, okay, I'd have to go all the way around. And okay, we could do that, but at that point it's probably just cheaper to take up the thing in the road.
Engaging enemy. Clear, sir.
There we go. Brought up something that actually has enough firepower to get the armor. Problem dealt with. No, don't worry. I've done that. In fact, we had a road on that mountain for a while because I didn't see that mountain. Like, I've been there. I've done that. I've done the exact same thing you've done on this map. But that's fair. It's not a you problem. It's visibility on the mountain sometimes. Pull these guys back into supply, and then I think one more turn we'll just push these guys back in. The supply situation should improve and be repaired next turn.
Affirmative.
Improve that supply base while we're at it. Also, I should be able to delegate you. Delegate you to the location. And then dump you with enough workers that you should be able to keep that place running.
Received.
Okay, so the next turn, supply should go past that place. And I think it'll supply the people. Although this X might not be supplied, so we might need to wait another turn before we actually get it, like the range we want to go all the way we want. But for the short term, it'll work. You request a personal guard. No, we're not going to allow private armies. Let's do a political aid truck on the tank.
Copy that.
Tank. Oh, I should check to see if I need any more mining.
Roger that.
Yeah, that's about the turn. Okay, so I'm gonna have to do peripheral mining 2 turns in a row. I'm gonna assume the metal's about to run out. That's an important thing. We need the metal to keep going. The oil is gonna run out probably the same turn, so we'll have to have 1 turn when that oil well isn't running. We have multiple oil wells, so that's not the end of the world, but yeah, peripheral mining needs to be played.
Roger that.
And then we'll do another Xena diplomat.
Order received.
Here we go. And then we'll go ahead and cycle the turn. We're done, so that the water problem should be fixed next turn. So we should see everything here either neutral because we're not making it in case of the machine high tech, or positive because we're making it, or neutral because the stockpile is full in case of the water. I'm going to make this the last end turn of this part, so if you're watching on YouTube, there will be a part up tomorrow. As is the case with most streams, I'm going to try to stream 4 parts tonight. This will be the end of the second part. And as is customarily the case in the middle of the stream, it is time to go get a new cup of tea. In fact, the cup of tea didn't even make it to the end of this part, so I've got an empty cup in front of me. So I'm going to go make the cup not empty. So we're going to go make a new cup of tea. Standard black tea, sugar milk combo. I'm just going to watch out the end turn here, so we've got an idea of what the situation is going to be at the beginning of next stream, or the next part, because the stream's going to continue. We're going to do 2 more parts. Local wildlife is taking a road. That's the problem with abandoning the road there. We killed 200 infantry in self-defense. We have 6 decisions at the beginning of round 92. So until next time, wish you all the best of luck and a good time. Catch you all in the next part, and bye for now.